An alien from the planet Uranus is confused by American politics, so he questions identical twins to avoid bias. This bizarre experiment is known as the Hypocrite Twins. I'm confused by Earth's economies, especially America. America has the Federal Reserve. What is this? To understand how the Federal Reserve works, you need to first understand how the Treasury works. A treasury? Like a vault? The Treasury is a branch of our government that manages revenue. The seal is a scale. Oh, apparently the scale is broken because the books are never balanced. The Treasury also has the mint, which prints money. Wait, I thought the Federal Reserve prints money. Okay, let me explain. The Treasury prints physical money for the goal of creating currency for circulation. The Federal Reserve prints electronic money for the goal of stimulating the economy. Time out, hold on. I just want to understand. So the Federal Reserve doesn't actually print money if it's electronic. Right, they just type zeros and commas, that's it. To work at the Fed, you don't need an economics degree. Just graduate Mavis Beacon. Why doesn't the Federal Reserve print physical money? The amount of money is too much for the purchases typically made in cash. Hi, I'm here at the strip club where $9 billion was put in a stripper's thong. I'm here with the banker who did it now. Do you feel bad for giving a stripper artificially inflated money? No, she has artificially inflated titties. I'm paying you in zeros and ones.
This isn't turning me on.
This is supposed to stimulate. So, do both of you dislike the current system? We both agree that the current system is corrupt. We disagree on what should replace the current system. He wants to nationalize the Federal Reserve, meaning he wants to make it part of the Treasury. I want to disband the Federal Reserve. Huh? I'm upset the Federal Reserve is a private, for-profit entity. Whoa, the Federal Reserve is private? Since neither of you defending the current system, let's bring on someone who can. Please welcome Federal Reserve economist. Hello. Thank you for having me. I don't really understand. The Fed creates electronic money, but they're private? That doesn't really make sense. Can you explain? Private commercial banks have to join the Federal Reserve. When they do, they have to pay 6% of their assets on deposit as reserves in the Federal Reserve. And we pay interest on that deposit. At 6%, of course you choose the devil's number. Pay dividends at 6.6666. Ha 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 ha. It used to pay a 6% dividend. Since then, Congress in 2015 voted to lower it. We need to renew the old rate because that is a promise that Congress made to the banks. Why was there 6% dividends? That rate was initially set to incentivize banks to join the Federal Reserve. They have to join by law. You don't have to incentivize them with a higher than market rate. That's like saying, please come to our prison. We offer 6% extra fluffy pillows. Please choose us. And the private bank members get to vote on the board members of their regional bank. What does that mean? It means the banks get to vote on who regulates them. Are you kidding me? Hey, you broke the law. You're fired. Even if they do go to jail, you'll be like, you get to vote on your prison guard. We gotta focus on the creating more money. When the Fed creates electronic money, what do they do with it? Well, they buy treasuries, which is official government debt. Why do they want to do that? That's what I'm disputing. They wouldn't want to do that. Oh, stop it. You're confusing the alien. Look, people lend money to the US government because it's safe. Many institutional investors simply cannot afford to lose their savings, so they have to lend it to the US government.
I only have safe sex.
Whoa. I'm not using a condom. You're a hooker.
No, wait. Safe means I only accept treasuries.
My standards aren't that low.
You calling me ugly?
No. The Treasury rate is too low. This is a bunch of bullshit. The idea that treasuries are safer than corporate bonds is ridiculous because the Treasury only gets money by taxing those corporations. Treasuries have a very long history of good credit. You can trust us. We'll pay you back. Not applicable without congressional approval of debt ceiling. Money may be subject to inflation. Every 4 years, new officials may be elected who default. Side effects include unlimited government spending. I'm glad you brought that up. It's conservatives that create instability in the market by debating the debt ceiling. That's a bizarre phrase. What's a debt ceiling? Okay, the debt ceiling is the maximum amount that the government is allowed to borrow. Dude, it's a debt roofie. What's that mean? It's like a debt ceiling, but with a debt roofie, you raise your standards. That'll never pass in the Senate. Okay, I think we got distracted. So I understand what a treasury is. What does this have to do with the Federal Reserve again? The Federal Reserve buys treasuries, and that money passes through Wall Street in commissions. Really? I didn't know that. Of course you didn't know that. Wall Street is named after a wall, an object that obscures your view. Let me break it down for you. The Treasury sells treasuries. The Fed buys treasuries. Wall Street acts as a middleman, buying and then selling at a higher price and making commissions on every government stimulus. I mean, this is just ridiculous. What's next? Oh, you want to pick up your welfare check? First, we're going to put it through Goldman Sachs. Come on down to Goldman Sachs. We have the lowest commissions on food stamps. Well, hold on. Doesn't the term Wall Street mean anyone who's buying and selling in the market? Like, couldn't a stay-at-home dad on his iPhone trading technically be considered Wall Street and then trade in the open market operations, right? Wrong. The Federal Reserve only buys from primary dealers. These are the dealers the Fed has handpicked, like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. This is a bunch of rubbish. You're thinking of the stock market, where it's an open exchange. The bond market is very different. We pick primary dealers because they're best able to handle the volume associated with open market operations. Mom and pop shops simply don't have enough ability to do it. Hold on. Time out. Stop the open market operations. We need stay-at-home dad with his iPhone to sell us $1 trillion in securities. No, it's ridiculous that these firms essentially get a monopoly on leeching off of open market operations. And it's ridiculous that it's called open market operations. It's wide in the open to anyone who works for these specific elite investment firms. Open? The only thing being ripped open is the asshole of the taxpayer. How do you like them open market operations? Unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode, but I'm still very confused. Thankfully, there's a part 2. In part 2, maybe they can answer how this actually stimulates the economy or what the effects of it are. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. I heard Ben Bernanke proposed to his wife, but gold has risen so much in price, he had to get on one knee and give her a U.S. Treasury bond. She replied, "Couldn't you at least get a AAA bond?"